Okay, welcome to the fifth and final video on how to sketch a graph with the use of the derivative. So you can see I've pre-written down all the information we calculated in videos 1 to 4. There's my original function that we're going to graph. There is my first derivative test where I know the function is increasing, decreasing. There's my max min points that I calculated, and there's my point of inflection that I calculated. So one more thing I want to do before I sketch, I want to calculate my y-intercept. So I'm going to go to that original function, and I'm just going to set x equal to 0. And we can see the y-intercept is just going to be 1 there. So I'm going to put that point there. So if it's not too bad, you can also calculate the x-intercepts, but we can just estimate where they're going to be. Remember, this is going to be a sketch, so a sketch is not perfect. Okay, a sketch kind of gives you an idea of the behavior of the function, but also tells you exactly where those critical values are going to be, the point of inflection, and where the function is going to go max min. Okay, if we're going to get an accurate sketch, we would use something like Desmos. But again, this is good because instead of just punching it into Desmos, it's going to give you a perfect sketch. At least with this curve sketching algorithm, you're going to be able to see the process that Desmos goes through in order to make that perfect sketch for you. And that really is what the algorithm does. It lets you understand how the function is behaving. So we are ready. So I'm going to change here. Actually, I'm going to keep this. Why not? Let's go to a blue. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to go through and I'm going to put all these pieces of information on my grid here that I made up. And again, I'm just going to estimate where these points are. So I'm going to start with the y-intercept. So 0, 1. So I can go here, and that would be 1. So then I'm going to put a dot there. I'm going to put a check mark here that I calculated and graphed the y-intercept. And now those critical values are going to be next. So remember the critical values were 1 and 5. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to estimate 1 is here and then 5 is over here. So check marks that I did that. Now I'm going to plot those max min points. So the max was 1, 8. So I'm going to estimate that that's right about here. So I'm just going to put, because remember this is an estimate, I'm going to put 1, 8 there, and I'm just going to write max to remind myself that's a maximum. Check mark that I did that. Minimum, so it's 5, negative 24, so I'm going to go to 5, and then I'm going to go down here. Remember, I'm just estimating, so I'm just going to say negative 24 is about there. And I'm just going to put minimum there. Actually, I'm going to put it on below there. Check mark that I did that. Point of inflection is 3, negative 8. So 3, negative 8 would be somewhere around here, I'm going to estimate. And just going to write POI there, point of inflection. Okay, I'm going to switch now. Let me see here. Let's go to this color. Okay, we're ready. So remember, to the left of 1, it was increasing. So that means it's going up. Now that y-intercept is 0, 1, so it has to go through 0, 1. I'm going to estimate where the x-intercept is. So it's going to go through 0, 1, hit my maximum, go down my point of inflection, hit my minimum, and then go back up. My arrows there. And I could go to Desmos and I could punch in that function and I should get something that looks pretty similar to what we just sketched out. Remember, these are tutorials. These are to help you get through it. If you're having trouble with it, these do not substitute the classroom experience, but they are a good aid to help us work through new concepts we are learning.